Hello everyone, this is Werekingdom, recording a game of Mage Wars. This is going to be the ADMW Legacy Season 1. This is my game versus Farkas, so Werekingdom versus Farkas. Okay, a little disclaimer, this is week 5, so we're kind of just having fun with this one. I am going to be the Force Master in the bottom right-hand corner versus Farkas' Beastmaster in the upper right. And I'm actually going to slow this down. There we go. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. 2. 2 sounds good. So, what can we do? Or what do we see from here? First, Thought Spore. I have a Fireball on this Thought Spore. A little bit of a different plan. It didn't really work out. I was thinking Fireball and Hawkeye on the Thought Spore in conjunction with Tar Trap. Just lock him into place and then hit him with a Fireball over and over and over again. It sounded fun. Later on you'll see it actually didn't really work out that well. I have a Battleforge here versus there's an Asp coming out from Farkas. That's a good choice. Oh, the weak conditions really affect the Force Master if he can get him on. See if I can move this. Yes, I can. Let's move this down a little bit so we can actually see what's happening. There we go. Okay. Mana Flower versus Meditating Monk. So basically, going at the, I would say, arguably the same channeling. I have the Battleforge and the Thought Spore versus the Lair. Comparable to the Lair, I have the Monk, and now I have the flower. So I am at a 2 mana bonus over Farkas's, which, I mean, compared to a rush deck, it's not that big of a deal. So, alright. We have an Asp out. Kind of curious that he put the Lair in the far corner. Maybe he was expecting a Force Hammer or something to just get rid of the Lair right away. I mean, if you're going solo mage or a limited buddy build mage, like the Force Master usually does, getting rid of the spawn point might not have been a bad idea. Unfortunately, I have no real way of doing that. I mean, I guess I could Fireball, but not that great. Here we have the new Leather Helmet. This is a promo. Yeah, it's leather, it's cheap. And that's pretty much it. Okay. Good to know I can actually see these in the record mode. It's a cool feature. Okay, we have a Hound. And if I remember right, this might be the yep, here's the Pet Hound. Arguably, I think one of the best pets is going to be the Hound. Because the life, armor, it's cheap, and it just works out. It's great money for value. Okay, here I am putting the Hawkeye on the Thought Spore. The Asp is going up. I'm going up here. This is about the time I realize I have no real unavoidable attacks. So, yeah. I have the Bed of Urchins, which is going to be down here. This is unavoidable. And that's pretty much it. In hindsight, one thing I really wish I had done is bring in a Force Wave. So if there's a lot of creatures, cast Bed of Urchins, and then Force Wave everything into them. I didn't do that. It would have been a good idea, but oh well. Okay, we have Leather Armor from last turn. And an enchantment going down. So, turn 4. Here we go. Kind of going over my deck. I have a Bed of Urchins. I have Mind's Eye, which I actually never really used. Or actually, no, I never actually brought it out. Pillar. This didn't pay for itself at all. I had 2 Thought Spores. I was thinking one for possibly the projected leg sweep, even though it's a 0/0, and maybe one for Dispel, or dissolve, depends on the situation. I have 2 of the cats, 2 snakes, mostly for the dissipate tokens, and then 1 knight. Chose the knight because, cheap spellbook points with good armor. If I put Iguana Regrowth on it, it could actually last a little bit. I did not know what Farkas was going to bring, what mage, and I believe he did not know mine. We actually didn't tell each other, and we didn't put ours up on the Arcane Duels forum, so this was all kind of a surprise. In hindsight, I probably would not have done the Red Helm Knight. I might have went for something of flying instead. Okay, Asp comes up. A little bit of a threat. I can't really deal with it that well, so... On the other hand, I have the Orb. This thing is great. So you can spend a Dissipate token from a creature, or you can pay 3 mana, which is kind of steep. But when it comes to, say, a Wasp, or, not a Wasp, an Asp, guaranteeing not getting that weak token can make all the difference. Arguably, I do have the Renewing Spring, and I do have the Cleansing Potion, but, the Cleansing Potion, you only do it 3 times. The Renewing Spring is great, but that is a mana or a turn-intensive move. Okay, he thinks I had a hold on there. I did not. On a side note, Force Pull does not trigger Nullify. It's a... what is it? It is a force spell, but it is not a incantation or a enchantment. So, doesn't pull. On the other hand, it does trigger my Tar Pit, which is very, very unfortunate because I believe that's my only Tar Pit in here. And 1, it lets him still move, but 2, and probably more importantly, it deprives me the 1 point dice, the fire plus for my fireball, Thought Spore. So that's unfortunate. This is a really good move. So Animal Kinship, this will give him armor for the from the Asp and melee from the Hounds. This makes the Beastmaster pretty strong. Now he has 2 armor, and he'll have 5 attack. Pretty nice. There I am avoiding the attack by paying the 1 mana for the deflect. That turned out quite well. And here is where I do Fireball. Not great, but, not bad. 3, actually that's only 3 damage and a burn. Okay, yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, upkeep. So, he has an Asp, he has the Hounds. If I were Farkas at this point, if he didn't know, what else to do, I would probably bring out a Cub, because he has the Kinship, and the Cub would give him tough -2. So it'd be a lot harder to get the double burn markers from Fireball. So, not a big deal. What he ended up doing, and if I remember right, it actually worked out better for him. So instead of doing the tough and maybe armor, brace, or something along that line, what I would probably have done, no, I'll let you see it. Pretty ingenious, actually. And later in the game, the turns did slow down quite a bit, so I think I'm going to speed it up. Well, yeah, let's speed it up a little bit. Speed 5, okay. Keep on going back and forth. What to bring out? Let's see. Galleon. I always hated this sword. I never really saw a good benefit to it, because if someone knew that you're playing Force Master, it'd be so easy for them to bring Taproot or Agony or something along that line, and then your 4/4 attack goes down the 2/2, or Taproot it goes down the 1/1. I mean, it can be terrible. Okay, this was a good move. Golden Shield, 50% dodge for the Fireball. I don't have enough mana to throw fireballs at something that really might intercept it. So it's not that it actually did anything. It's more it prevented me from being willing to throw money at it, mana at it. Okay, here I am paying the 3 mana with the orb to avoid the Asp. At this point, I much rather avoid the weak rather than the damage. I can soak up more damage. I can't really do that with the weak. Okay. We have Hounds and we have Beastmaster. This was a smart move from Farkas's point of view. So he's in my zone. He moves over and guards. Two good reasons why. One, keeps him out of my zone. It takes me a action to pull him in, to double tap him with the Gravicore, the sword. Second reason, he is now close to my Thought Spore, and he has initiative. What he could have done is, Flame Blast, something along that line, something to get rid of any sort of dodge. And then does maybe Wind Blast, something that will just slam it against the wall would be good. Arguably, this might have been better, what he actually ended up doing. So dispelling the, what did I have? I had Redirect on here. Yeah, good thing. And then he did Flying Kick. So Flying Kick plus Bear Strife. So that's 3, 5, 6, 7 dice. Pretty good. Okay, here I am going in and Bed of Urchins. Doing no damage and no rot. Yeah, not a good roll. Okay, so instead of attack me, he's bringing his Hound in. This is probably a smart move. Yes, he might be sacrificing his Hound, but this guy now has the extra dice, and this guy will have 2 extra dice? 3, because 1 from the Hound, and then 2 from the Beastmaster. So, good move. And that is a really good attack. Yeah, 4 damage. So, on 3 dice. Okay, the Asp is just going towards the Battle Forge. This is mostly because he doesn't want to be pulled in to the bed where, unavoidable, it probably would die. 3 dice, 3 health. Okay. I am now in the zone with the Bed of Urchins. This is kind of a tricky part because I don't want to move out of it and then be pulled back in and be hit by my own Bed of Urchins and not have... I can't dodge that. And also, the guys I want to push in are already inside. So it's like, can't really... Too mana intensive to push out, push back in, too action intensive. Arguably, I could have teleported and just kept doing that, but that was too much work. Okay, we have a wolf, and I brought out the Dancing Scimitar. Good move at this point. More damage. Okay, here is the pillar. I think Farkas forgot the roll for the golden shield on the pillar. Could be wrong. Okay, I got the disable on the Gravicore. I'm just going to say Force Blade from now on. Yeah, much more convenient. Okay, this Hound is doing business. already took out the bed. Okay, I'm passing until I can't. So, Hound is coming in. I'm going to avoid this with the orb, paying 3 mana. Kind of expensive, but I mean, what else do I have to use mana on? Okay. And this is the point where I realize my stat card's over there. I believe this is a redirect? Yep, redirect power. So, like this card. This card is great, especially if you're doing Destroy Magic or some of the other mass destroy magic, because you have to pay 3 mana on top of whatever you're paying. So, cool move. Okay, here it is. Golden Shield was rolled and missed. I don't think he actually ever defended anything successfully with the Golden Shield, which is very unfortunate for him. But then again, it did keep me from trying to fireball him. So, arguably, it more than paid for itself just in that. Okay, what else do we have? I do have the cleansing potion, so when the asps start coming in, I can try to avoid the weak as much as possible. Okay, Bobcat. I really like the Bobcat. I think it's one of the more underrated creatures. Yes, it's really weak, but the charge and the possibility of dodging an attack, I mean, people oftentimes don't go after it. Okay, Renewing Spring comes out for Farkas, getting 5 damage healed. And the, what did he have? I guess it was just 5 damage. Okay, brought out Asp, got the redistribute power, and then attacked. There's the Corrode, and then there's the Dancing Scimitar. I'm going to put this back down to 2. Maybe. There we go. Okay, where are we? We are, so that's the deflect. I believe it's for the Hound. And then I was assuming that the pet Hound was going to try the heal. Instead, it wasn't and attacked by Mage. I'm going to use the Orb and get rid of the Dissipate token from the Asp, Cobra. I keep mixing these two guys up. Okay. Snake 1, Snake 2. Alright. Wolf comes up, guards. Asp comes into the zone. Try to avoid the pillar. And it does. I believe just barely. Yep, 5 and up. And there is the weak token. I believe this is my first weak token all game. Alright. So, initiative. Not much. At this point, we have 19 damage on Farkas. So, 17 till dead. Versus, I'm actually not... I don't think I was damaged at all. Until now. So, I've successfully not been attacked. I have the leggings here. This gives me elusive. I did this mainly because if he comes in and guards, this will let me get past the guard, go after the mage. At this point, I can't afford to actually take out the creatures. Well, I could probably afford it, but it would be a losing proposition. I just don't have the damage output to keep up with a layer and a beefed up Beastmaster. Okay, I'm asking about the acid. I think what happened is we put acid, and let me see if this is right. Nope. Yeah. For some odd reason, the acid got put on the rhino hide. Okay, here we have 4 blanks and nothing for the pillar. Yeah, pillar really, really sucked this whole entire game. Oh well. It was a good deterrent, I guess. Kind of. Not really. Alright, planning. Leggings. I have sweep, and I have the force shield. At this point, he has, let's see, 2, 3, 4 armor. Well, 3 because of the corrode. So 3 armor, and I'm going to have 2, 4, 7 attack. 6 attack with the weak. Alright. So if I was Farkas, what would I do? Well, probably try healing the Hound. I mean, that's probably a good investment. But even more than that, I would probably try to get a little bit more armor, maybe a breastplate if possible. And the biggest thing is I would do the rapid corrode and get rid of the leggings and maybe the orb. Okay, here I am going for the projected leg. I rolled 7. That's actually incorrect. I should be rolling 6 because of weak. Let's see if I actually catch that. 3 less. Okay. I did not catch that. Bother. Okay, so I should have rolled 3 dice there. Okay, so future reference, that was a illegal move. Okay. That was unfortunate. Anyways, going back to game, I did get a stagger on the Beastmaster. That means 2 less dice. Not that it's a big deal. Okay, Dispel. And that goes there. I'm kind of wondering if Farkas actually knew what mage I was going to run. Usually, I don't think I told him, and I don't think it was posted. But it's really weird to see this many Dispel tokens or Dispel cards being used. Not a bad move, especially against something that has cantrip, and against a mage that has more channeling than you do. Alright. This is a renewing spring, rolling 3 dice. Alright. And that will get rid of the corrode for the Beastmaster. Not bad. Okay, here I go again with the... What am I doing? Basic attack? On a side note, for people wondering why I'm manually attacking with the Force Master, it wasn't... There was a little bit of a bug about last turn where I couldn't actually attack his Force or his mage with my mage. I don't know why that happened. Yeah, it sometimes does. Okay, 4 dice, and I believe that is correct. Yeah, that would be -2, and that's 4. No. That was refilled this turn, I believe. So, yeah, 4 dice. And trying to go after the Hound with the Scimitar. And that would be no damage because of the pet and the Hound bonus. Okay, so now he's finally healing his Hound. Good move on his part. Does he spend the mana to get rid of the rot token? I think he does. Okay. Yeah, that was probably good. I mean... Yeah, I would probably do the same. I would first try to get rid of the elusive trait, and then try the guard block my Force Master as much as possible. Okay, Asp is going after the monk. Putting another week on the monk. What is this guy's attack? 2. So, minimum is 1, so... yeah. Oh well. Okay, 3 dice from the Hound. Come in. I spent the deflect. That was probably not a good idea. Okay, Asp coming in. I'm going to use the orb. Getting rid of the dissipate. Yep, and now that's going to go away during upkeep. Okay, Wolf come in. And attacking? Oh no. Pillar, right? So I know I moved this guy down just to make room over here. This guy's basically dead. He doesn't have any action, doesn't have any dissipate, so I'll just get rid of him next round. Okay, so the pillar does nothing. Yay. Pretty cool to see a wolf-based Beastmaster with the totem. That was a good match. And with the Bobcat coming in, Farkas also has elusive, which meaning if I had more guardian creatures would have been a nightmare. Okay, Bobcat is guarding, going into the upkeep phase. Alright. Let's move this down. There we go. Okay. Decent damage onto the Hound. Yeah, not bad. So, I think that might be only 2 times the pillar actually did any damage at all. I think. Like I said, was not a good pillar. It didn't do very well this turn. Okay, get rid of the disabled marker on my Force Sword. Hoping he doesn't have any more. And let's see, Taproot has... Okay, I'll have 2 after upkeep. So if I attack now, that's 4, 8, so it'd be 6 dice and 2 dice for a double strike, which is probably my best option. And I have a Thought Spore in here for some odd reason. Right, I was thinking about possibly putting this out at a projected leg sweep, this right here. He doesn't have any... Farkas doesn't have any flying creatures, so he would have to use a attack spell to go after the Thought Spore. And at this point, Taproot is, it's taking away 4 dice from my attack. So, it was idea. I think what I ended up doing was instead of using these guys, I ended up... Where is it? Yes, this. Confusion. I do not have any mind control in here. I wish I did. Mind control would have been fun. There aren't any big creatures, but I think mind controlling a wolf would have been okay. A decent... I mean, it's a 6 mana spell. Or not 6 mana. 6 spell points. But putting a wolf in my deck would have been 6 spell points, so... It would have been about even. On the other hand, and this is kind of overkill, too expensive, but mind controlling an Asp would have been hilarious. Probably a bad choice, but it would be hilarious. Okay, kind of the slow time. Going into planning. What do I have in here? Regrowth. Yeah, because I got 2 damage last turn, which I believe is my first damage in the game. And, I mean, if I can keep up with damage, I could arguably go long game with the Force Master, which is not something I would have expected to be able to do, but if you're not taking in damage, then as long as you can somewhat keep up with the flow of dice coming at you, there's an argument that you can try going for a long game over a quick burst of damage. There's that, and also the fact that I can't really burst damage that well. I mean, well, 8 and 4 for a full double strike. So 12 dice, 15 dice, and then this would be 7, so 22 dice from my mage if I use all her actions on one target. Okay, we have a cub. Good move. I probably would have done that earlier when the fireball was out, but oh well. Okay, I was asking, I didn't know if the initiative marker was switched up at this point or not. So, that's why I was asking that. Okay, so we know what I was doing. I was planning to stay in the zone, try the burst of damage, and take out Farkas. Yeah, I put confusion on the wolf. That pretty much limits the wolf to guarding. Since I already had the pants, it would have been not that big of a deal for me, unless Farkas had taken out the pants. On Farkas's side, yes, he does get healing here at the spring. And yes, I have the boots. What I would have done if I were him, and yes, I know it's kind of time consuming, I would have Tangle Vined my Force Master. 1, lock my guy in place, make me use churns or a teleport to get out. 2, lessen the chance of me being able to use defense. Because if you're restrained, it's -2 on the defense. Oh yeah. Farkas accidentally did a dissolve instead of a dispel. He was going to dispel the confusion. Ended up spending the 6 mana and dissolving my regen bell. Anyways, if I was Farkas, I would have Tangle Vined and then ran away. Because he does have the elusive trait because the cat. So, not a big deal. This was worthless because I have elusive. So, don't know why he did that. There's no other creatures that he needs to worry about. So, this was a waste of mana. Yeah. He might have just totally forgot about this. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I would have Tangle Vined, moved, actually probably here, back to my zone of power, and then next turn healed or regen, something along that line. Okay, here I am. I'm putting a crow down, and then I'm going to hit with the the scimitar. Dancing scimitar. I keep on saying flying scimitar. 4 damage. That was a good turn. Okay, now Farkas is 8 damage away from death. Going to spend the orb to avoid the asp. Not really afraid of damage. Just needing to stay away from the weak tokens. Yes, I have the cleansing potion, but if Farkas was evil? Yeah, maybe evil. He could have done a rapid dissolve. See, yeah. Choose 2 level 1 objects, equipment, and destroy them. So, other than the Dancing Scimitar and my Gravicore, all this is level 1. So he could have gotten rid of the orb, the pants, which is probably his best option, or any combination thereof. Okay. I defended against the Feral Bobcat. That's 4 dice. The Hound here is going to be 3 dice, so doing 2 damage. And I don't think I have any mana to or anything to defend against the pet. To be fair, I mean, there's a 50-50 chance of if he would attack me because I have no defense, or if he would try to heal his pet. Okay, 3 damage. Pretty nice. Okay, next turn. This is going to be turn 11. Let's see what I put down here. Regen belt, of course. I'll just say this is totally unnecessary at this point. I just need the burst damage. Yeah, none of this equipment really would help me. I mean, armor, possibly. Arguably, it actually would have been better than the regrowth because there's so many low dice attacks coming at me. Having natural armor probably would have mitigated more damage than the regen. Now, this is the last turn. One thing I was thinking about was possibly, on my first action, moving the monk over here to hinder the asp, because otherwise this asp would just run into my zone, and as you can probably already tell, I have no unavoidable attacks at this point. I mean, I have this guy, but he wouldn't last like 2 actions in this climate. He would just be knocked out right away. So instead, I have the leg sweep and force field. Huh. I don't know why this is here. Yeah, it's probably something I just thought of putting in. Yeah, this is, kind of worthless. Okay. Upkeep. Going a little bit slow. 17 mana versus 12. Farkas doesn't have anything on the layer. I'm putting out the regrowth build. Again, hindsight, this is probably a waste. I would have been better with armor or pretty much anything else. Okay. Leg sweep, and again, it won't let me target his mage. So 1 for the taproot, so this would be rolling 6 dice. Yep, 6 dice. And that would be 4 damage. Because he has, what is it, 2, 3, 4, 5 armor. Well, 4 armor because of growth. So. I decided to do the leg sweep now in case he had something that would daze me. I mean, trying to attack. I mean, worse yet, Surging Wave would have been terrible. Instead, he has a pillar. I used to think the pillar was great. I'm not so sure if I really like the pillar anymore. I mean, yes, 4 dice for 3 turns. Arguably 4 because you attack when you put it down. But the daze chance is mediocre at best. The burn chance is okay, but unless you're going for a Dark Mage, this is kind of not worth it. Okay, I passed the first daze, and passed the second daze. Attempt for double strike, and doing 3 additional damage. And that's it. 4 damage overkill, and that's it. Good game. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you find this entertaining. Thanks for Farkas for playing this match. And, guys, thanks for the Arcane Duels team for setting up this tournament. Hope you all have a good day, and good night.